Pig-monkey hybrids are here. Now, this isn't the first time in history that a nation has attempted to create a hybrid creature. The Russians used to inject female prisoners with monkey semen in order to try to impregnate them with a hybrid, or produce a hybrid, anyways. In World War II, Germany also did it. They wanted to try to make soldiers, so they were trying to do it as well. A couple movies have actually been made off the idea. I don't remember what the name of it, but it was something where it was the German monkey soldiers and whatnot. It was like a B-rated movie. But anyways, let's read this and find out, are humans next? We're going to have hybrid humans. From Express UK, it's on several different news sites. World's first monkey-pig hybrid born in shocking Chinese experiment. And humans are next. Scientists have successfully created the world's first ever monkey-pig hybrid in a groundbreaking experiment as the state-run Chinese lab looks next to create human hybrids. Human hybrids of what? Multiple things? Human hybrids of human bear hybrids, or are they sticking to monkeys? What are they going to do? The world's first monkey-pig hybrids have been born in a Chinese lab and scientific attempts to grow human organs inside animals. So, not the first time in history this has been tried for both organs and attempted super soldiers. This is, however, the first successful time. This is crazy. This is absolutely nuts. The incredible experiment saw 2 chimera piglets born with DNA from both pigs and cynomolgus monkeys. However, the experiment was short-lived as the 2 piglets both died within a week. So longevity is going to be the issue there. According to researchers, the baby piglets had genetic material from that kind of monkey in their heart, liver, spleen, lung, and skin. It was very low success rate. Only 10 piglets were born from more than 4,000 implanted in sows. So out of 4,000, they only had 10 that were born. And out of those 10, they died very quickly. They had a very short lifespan. Probably because the DNA, the body was fighting itself. It recognized the separate DNA, and the DNA was fighting itself. Kind of like an autoimmune disorder. From those, only 2 chimera in a result that has been deemed discouraging by other leading stem cell scientists. So if it was such a failure, why would they say that humans are next? An absolute failure. They didn't live. I would not consider that a success at all. I wouldn't even be thinking about telling the world we were doing human trials with a failure like that. They didn't live. Out of 4,000, you had 10 that were born. Out of those 10, you had 2 that were viable, and those 2 died very, very quickly. That is not a success. Morally and where does this lead to? Where do we go from here? I mean, I remember just a few years ago, there was a big uproar about cloning a sheep. And now we have this. They said that it was unclear. Miss High confirmed that it was unclear why the piglets died, but the non-chimeric pigs died as well. Perhaps a contamination of some sort. The Chinese research team suspected that the deaths could have been due to the IVF process instead of the chimerism. According to research studies, stem cells from macaque monkeys were grown in a lab and then injected into the pig embryos 5 days after fertilization. So let's skip down here where they talked about humans being next. Let's see here. So, reaction from the media and the internet. Reaction to this study has prompted many social media users to question if this is a step too far. I understand the idea of growing human organs in another animal. That way you have a supply of organs. It would make organ replacement cheaper because now rather than the value of a human life, you have the value of whatever, a cow, a pig, a monkey, whatever. I know. A life is life. I know. People are out there screaming, you can't produce life just to kill it to make, I know. I eat cheeseburgers. I eat steak. I'm sorry. Okay? I have canine teeth. My eyes are in the front of my head. I eat vegetables. I eat fruits, but I eat a lot of meat too. So to me, life is life, but there comes a point where you have to say, well, at what point do we value human life more than animal life? It's an interesting idea. It's an interesting concept. Am I completely aboard with it? No, absolutely not. Oh man, I don't. It's a slippery road. I mean, where do we stop? Where do we stop? Remarking on the story, one person suggested that it was not okay, while another claimed it was wrong on every level to create animal hybrids. A similar experiment took place in the U.S. in 2017 using both pig and human DNA. In that study, embryos were terminated after a month due to ethical fears that the pig brains may have been partly human. Wow. What would have happened if they had let that go? Now, there comes a point when you have to figure scientific and human advancement. At what point do we limit it? At what point is it morally okay? At what point is it morally not okay? Let me run a scenario by you. An asteroid is going to hit the planet Earth and kill every living thing on the planet. Is it morally okay if for some odd reason killing all cows in the world would stop this asteroid from hitting? I know it's not going to work. I'm just coming up with an absurd scenario. Would it be okay to kill all the cows? Morally, yes, I believe it would. Now, what if this study creates organs that are viable for human beings, and it is capable of saving 300,000 or 400,000 humans every year while they wait for transplants, and 300,000 or 400,000 humans throughout the world die while they're waiting for a transplant? Would that be morally okay? What do you think? Is that morally okay? I am sort of on the fence on this. I can see the benefit of having those organs available as long as they're viable. And I can see the moral reprehensibility of the experiment as well. It is kind of delving into a realm of dark science fiction. How many movies have we seen where it's the hybrid that are the bad people? But what if they produce a hybrid and it comes out like this and it has a human brain? The DNA gets jumbled around or something and it has a human brain. Is it then sentient? Does it then have rights? If it can prove that it can think and it knows its own self, it is self-aware, and it is able to communicate, do we give it rights? That's an interesting way to go. This has so many different branches off that I can go. I can see both sides. I can see why, yeah, I can see why it would be a good idea to be able to have organs, and I can definitely see why, yeah, it would be morally bad that they shouldn't do it. But I want to know what your opinion is. How many people out there believe this is a good idea? How many people out there believe this is a bad idea? Should they just stop it? Should we all cry and take up arms and pitchforks and storm the castle, so to speak? I don't know, man. This is a crazy one. I didn't think that they would pursue it this way. I thought they would go more into like the stem cells and grafting them onto an animal, like the ear on the back of that rat, or that they would go more towards creating, stem cells in a lab and creating organs that way. I know that the problem with that is the communication on the stem cell, telling it to be a certain organ, is kind of what they're stuck on at the moment. Good Lord. I don't like the idea of hybrids. I like the idea of being able to have organs to make cheaper healthcare, to save lives, to make organs available to those who need it. It's a damned if you do and you're damned if you don't kind of situation, if you ask me. Definitely not viable yet, though, until they figure out what killed them. I'll keep abreast of the story, but I want to know what your moral stance is on this. Is this okay? Should we stop it? Should it be done? Should we advance it? Should we throw money behind it and say, hey, let's see how much better we can make it? What else can we do? What else can we discover? Or should we just say, no, this is absolutely wrong, drop it, forget it, burn it down, destroy it, whatever? I don't know. Give me your thoughts and your opinions. Anyways, that's all I got on this one. I'll see you guys here on the next one in a little bit.